What's going on, everybody? Anthony Campo here, your coach and host of the Be Battle Ready podcast. And on today's show, I want to talk to you about the battle of motivation.
Welcome to the Be Battle Ready podcast, where we take a deep dive into what it takes to be battle ready in your lifestyle and in your business, so you can go to war on your life and the marketplace and win.
All right. So today I want to talk to you about motivation. And, a lot of people have, Monday is the motivation Monday, right? But what happens? What do you do when you lose motivation? And I want to know, what do you do to counter it? And do you really lose motivation? From my experience, motivation, right? I don't think people lack motivation. I think they lack belief. Okay? So when you are unmotivated, and I would say for the most time, you possibly have a lack of belief, a lack of belief in yourself, a lack of belief into what is possible, and just a lack of belief that it will happen. And trust me, I have drugged myself so many times through things, and things haven't worked exactly how that I want them to work. And, motivation gets challenged. Okay? Even before this podcast, trying to really, what am I going to talk about? Right? And the stories start coming up. The doubt starts coming up. So the other way, I believe it comes down to a lack of belief. Okay? And the worst thing that you could do, and it gets you by for a while, is that, when you lose motivation or you're not motivated and everything else, is that one of the things that is bad to do and do not do, and that is a tendency to do, is mask that we're not belief. We're not in the state of belief. We're in disbelief. We're in doubt. We're in these negative feelings. And, we're pressured. We're influenced in our society, especially on a Motivation Monday, is to show up, is to basically mask it and only look at the positive. And trust me, it's amazing to be positive, right? But if you're positive and you don't address the actual negative elephant in the room, all you're doing is just suppressing and pushing that down. And I know this because this is I thought, hey, all we have to do, we have to be motivated, positive, and just push forward. And yes, but what I didn't do was look at the dark side of it, right? And what happens, it becomes this big weight upon you. It became a big weight upon me. And not knowing and not looking, not knowing how to, and not having the awareness that I should look at it, that I can look at it, the negative side, and bring that negative into the light, to shine a light on it so that I could see what was happening. I could see what was there, right? And I can go to the root of what was there. And once I get to the root of that, then I could demolish it. I could get rid of it. I could create a new possibility. I could say, hey, what in this negative feeling, this disbelief is true or not true? And if it is true, then what can I do to move forward? What can I do to become better? So this is a part of this process. This is a part of looking into this. So a few things that you could do to do this is stop and listen. One of the things that we can continue to do is just listen to the voice within. And it's hard because we don't always know it. We don't even know it's there. It's not even part of our conversation. But there's indicators if like you're not feeling motivated. You know, there's a number of things that can go on. You know, you could be in disbelief. Like I said, you could be out of alignment. But to stop and find the root is important. Because the more you don't, the more you move forward with chains and anchors attached to you. Like you're dragging these things through the dirt. So number one, stop and listen to what internally is happening. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What stories are being told? And then bring that story, bring those lights, you know, identify them, identify what's happening, what the story is, what the story is being told, and bring the feelings out and say, hey, this is the story. This is how I feel about it. And is this true? And then ask yourself, like, what's the possibility? What if I'm able to, you know, if this is where it's at now or whatever, what's the possibility I that could happen? What could be possible if I stepped forward confidently, powerfully, and took action? What if I just took those beliefs and built myself into somebody else? What's possible? So, I hope that little rant is good for you today. And I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you listening. And I'll talk to you soon.
This concludes another episode of the Be Battle Ready podcast. If you're looking to put it all together across all the areas of your life and be battle ready, come get connected with powerful leaders in our Be Battle Ready Facebook group, where we will be dropping new battles to win each day.